Microsoft Azure Administrator. So to become Microsoft Azure Administrator professional, you'll require the following skills, such as Azure subscriptions, the knowledge about Azure subscriptions, securing identities in Microsoft Azure, how to administer the infrastructure, configure virtual networking, connect Azure and on-premises sites, how to manage network traffic, implement storage solutions, create and scale virtual machines, implement web apps and containers, backup and share data, and monitor your solution. So the Azure Administrator implements, manages, and monitors identities, governance, storage, compute, and virtual networks in a cloud environment. The Azure Administrator will provision, size, monitor, and adjust resources as appropriate. Successful Azure administrators start this role with experience in virtualization, networking, identity, and storage. You'll get to understand on-premises virtualization technologies, including VMs, virtual networking, and virtual hard disks. You'll also need to understand network configurations, including TCP/IP, domain name system, virtual private networks, firewalls, and encryption technology. You'll need to understand Active Directory concepts, including users, groups, and role-based access control. And you'll need to understand the resilience and disaster recovery, including backup and restore operation. So, to successfully become an Azure administrator, you'll need to acquire the following skills and learn the following module. Understand Microsoft Entra ID. Configure user and group account. Configure and understand subscriptions in Azure. Configure Azure policy and role-based access control. Configure Azure resources with tools and use Azure Resource Manager. You'll need to get knowledge on configuring resources with Azure Resource Manager templates and how to configure virtual network. Also, you'll need to know how to configure network security groups and how to host your domain on Azure DNS, how to configure Azure Virtual Networking peering and network routing and endpoints, how to configure Azure Load Balancer and Azure Application Gateway, how to configure storage accounts and Azure Blob Storage, also how to configure Azure Storage Security, Azure Files, and Azure File Sync. You should be acquainted with how to configure virtual machines, virtual machine availability, and Azure App Service plans. Also, Azure App Service, Azure Container Instances, and Azure Backup. How to backup virtual machines, configure Azure monitoring, and how to improve incident response with alerting on Azure. And finally, how to configure log analytics and network watcher. So when you complete all these steps, you'll get a solid base for your Microsoft Azure Administrator profession career.